you hear that?
No,
you hear that?
I didn't. I didn't get a clear.
Well, it was the sound of motivation. Hang on, let me take it. Oh, yeah. Look, maybe. I just spilled it all over me.
How many have you had already today, Glenn? All right, we're supposed to be recording right now.
For those that are not watching this and actually listening to this, I just spilt my Bilsons all over me. I got a mango and coconut, and it's fucking delicious.
Yum! I have stuck with good old rainbow sherbet.
Oh, keeps us going. How are you, Chloe?
It does. I'm good. How are you?
Really good. I'm looking forward to this week. I'm ready to go, I guess is the easiest way to say it.
Pumped. You're pumped. I'm pumped, as always.
A very warm welcome to everybody. Thank you for listening, or thank you for watching. If you're on the Facebooks or the YouTubes, you found your way to Wednesday Up Late, and it's great to have you with us. We are the weekly podcast produced by Good Movie Monday, which is it's a whole other show, a whole different kind of show, but you can find us at goodmoviemonday.com and just click that Up Late tab. And hey, if you're into the podcast side of things, you can actually find us on Newsly. That's where we'd prefer you to listen to us. Newsly is a fantastic super app. And we don't just say this because they support what we do. We actually believe that they're a really good app, and they have. They started as an app for the visually impaired, so that they could get their news delivered to them in a very easy manner. But that just took off, and the application applied to so many other things. So that's where we are on the Newsly app, and they have an exclusive we have an exclusive code for you, I should say, for their premium service. So the app is free, but if you do want to get a free month of premium, which is a whole other thing, they give you a whole lots more stuff. Just use our show's name as your code. So Wednesday Up Late. Go to newsly.me and download it and get the good stuff.
It's good. It's good
stuff. Another week goes by, Chloe. What have you been up to since the last episode?
Oh, you know me, Glenn. I just taking everything in my stride and taking your suggestions on this upwards trail to Tom Cruise fandom.
Yeah, awesome.
I did what you asked me to do, okay, and I watched Days of Thunder.
Holy shit. Well, first I didn't ask you to do it. I suggested maybe it's a good idea.
You suggested many a time and very forcefully that I watched Days of Thunder, and I thought, fine, I'll shut this guy up for fuck's
persuasively,
sake, and I'll watch it. So I did watch it and loved it.
Oh, yes.
Had to keep the audience in suspense just then. Loved it. Goosebumps. OG Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Just all around, just awesome. Just really cool.
I'm really glad you liked it, and it's just such a pumping movie. Like it just flows so effortlessly, just from one scene to the next. I mean, it's melodrama, but who cares? Like that's, it's also a Tony Scott film, and if people know Tony Scott, that's what he does. He is the director of Top Gun, and I've always liked this one more than Top Gun. I've always considered it to be Top Gun, on the road, with wheels.
You have said that before. I actually have heard you say that before. And when I started this movie, I said, dude, have you put me onto a movie about NASCAR? Like, I've been to NASCAR, and it is boring as fuck. And this movie makes NASCAR not boring at all.
But that logic applies to every subject of movies that we watch, of things we don't have interest in. Like, movies are designed to be entertaining. So.
Well, I mean, that's true, but they've taken a very boring subject in my eyes and turned it really entertaining to watch.
Baseball is boring as fuck, and yet there's so many great baseball movies. Anyway, I
love baseball.
So do I, but it's like cricket. It's very boring. But my what was I going to say about that? This Days of Thunder was actually the first movie I believe that Tom Cruise really championed. Like, it was the one he was behind and he made happen, and that kind of set his career path, going forward, that he had the control to bring these big stories together. And what a cast! Robert Duvall, John C. Reilly, Carrie Ellis, and just so many. Randy Quaid, hello, bunch of.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I put it on. I was interested in watching it, but I wasn't overly interested until I saw John C. Reilly's name and Carrie Ellis, and I'm like, oh, right, I think I can get into this. And then, the cinematography of it all was just beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
it was just, I have no other way to describe it. It was just beautiful. Like the scenes, it was just all really nice.
That's the Jerry Bruckheimer and Tony Scott effect, and that's what they do, and it's a wonderful thing. And the soundtrack's great.
Soundtrack is great. Soundtrack is awesome.
Do you remember on last week's show I was saying that when Tom Cruise gets into a heightened state of emotion, he uses his arm? Did you see that at the pool table scene when he's at Rowdy's house and he gets angry and smashes his arm? It does all the work.
Yeah, I did, because I'd heard you say it the week before, so I did notice it actually. And one thing else that I noticed is that Tom Cruise really, really knows how to fill out a pair of pants. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did you envy that female highway patrol stripper?
Oh, she was good looking too. Hey, she was very good looking. She filled out a pair of pants quite nicely too, if I must say so myself. So I don't discriminate.
All right, this is not going to drag the episode down whatsoever. This is a celebration, but we have to mention that Barry Humphries passed away. Very, very sad. An absolute titan of entertainment and comedy, and someone I idolized. And I'm not just saying that because this is the moment that he's passed. If you backtrack my social media, I've posted his stuff many times. I saw him live a couple of years ago. Just an absolute legend, and I highly recommend everyone go down a bit of a rabbit hole. A lot of the younger generation don't appreciate or understand what Barry Humphries is. They might see the Dame Edna, character and maybe Les Patterson, but I don't think they really strip away the layers to see the satire that's there and the scathing social commentaries and things. So
absolutely. And famously from Mooney Ponds, which is where, an area near where I grew up. And when I was doing my high school production, I think I was in year 11 when I was doing this production. It was kind of 60s themed, and they were figuring out my costume, and they couldn't quite figure out what they wanted to do with my costume. And I said, Dame Edna, just Dame Edna the fuck out of it. And they did, and it looked amazing. And, I had a lot of fond memories, especially when, Barry Humphries came to my school, like just so supportive and hilarious and just down to earth. And yeah, you couldn't get any true better than
one of the few Aussie entertainers in particularly comedy that cracked all the markets. Big in the UK, big in America, had his own show in America. Like, it's just insane. And so it's a huge loss. And the thing I did the second that I heard he passed away was I put on The Adventures of Barry Mackenzie, which is the film that put him on the map. He wrote it. He stars in it. It's based on a comic book he wrote. And so I just go do that. It's online. The Adventures of Barry Mackenzie. There's two of those. And then Les Patterson Saves the World. It's notorious for being one of the worst films ever made. But once again, I sort of implore you to dive into the comedy and see what's being said and see what's being lampooned there. It came at the time when the AIDS epidemic was going around, so there's a lot of social commentary with that and terrorism. That in America, terrorism was on the rise. So there's a lot of stuff in there that's I think it plays better over the course of time. Like, time's been kind to it.
If you say so.
I do. Anyway, let's play some games.
Yes, games. Do. Ciao.
All right. True or false? Or as Chloe likes to say,
truth or false? I even have it written there on my notes.
We've been doing this long enough that I can actually say, after all these years, she still says truth or false.
There's something glitching in my brain and I cannot write true or false. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm just stuck in this running gag in this simulation, or I really am that blonde on the inside, but we move past it. It's just part of our shtick now, I guess.
It is. You go first.
I go first. Okay. All right. Burt Reynolds turned down the roles such as Han Solo in Star Wars, John McClane in Die Hard, and even turned down a chance to play James Bond. True or false?
I feel like it's true. I really do. However, I feel like one of them's not. Like, I feel like there's truth in that, but one of them's not. So I'm going to say false.
It's actually true.
Yeah, damn.
And he said that he regretted all of those except for the roles he turned down that went to Bruce Willis because he said he would never be able to do a better job than Bruce Willis. So
A rare example of humility from Burt Reynolds. Yeah, it's very, very rare. Well, cool. Yeah, no, I knew there was an element of truth to that, but I just thought you might have thrown in one false to throw me off. But
I can actually quite imagine him as Han Solo as well. Like, obviously, I would never change anything, and Harrison Ford will always be Han Solo. But I can kind of see Burt Reynolds as Han Solo. I don't know if you can.
yeah, he's rugged.
Yeah.
He's rugged.
Mm.
Yeah,
that's yeah.
He would be an awful James Bond, and that's
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've never even seen a James Bond, and I can already say he is definitely not suave enough for that.
Yeah. We can pass by that, people. We've had that conversation. Like, if you're new to the show, like, that is shocking, I know, but we can move on. Okay.
Hey, I jumped on the Tom Cruise train. Give me a minute. Okay.
No, we're good. We're beyond the James Bond thing until the next one. All right. So, true or false? The movie Suburban Commando, starring Hulk Hogan and Christopher Lloyd, was originally written for Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Oh my Lord. I'm going to say that's true. Oh, wait, hang on. Was this before or after Twins?
Good question. I haven't got the date written down. This would have been around about 94, I think, which would be after Twins.
After Twins. I would say it's true then.
It is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan and Christopher Lloyd are like the poor man's Schwarzenegger and DeVito.
It definitely was after Twins because I believe they turned it down in order to make Junior.
Another great movie.
Yeah, I mean, Suburban Commando, it's not a good movie whatsoever, but it's one of those ones as a kid you watched it a lot, and it's a nostalgic thing. It's like I could put it on tomorrow and enjoy the shit out of that one.
Yep, fair. All right. True or false? The movie American Pie invented the term MILF.
True.
False. It was actually used by some rando on the internet like 4 or 5 years prior.
All right.
Plucked it.
They popularized it.
They popularized it, definitely, but they didn't invent the term.
All right. That sounds like semantics to me.
Tomato.
I remember using it a lot after hearing it.
Yeah, a lot of people used it on me too.
On you?
Well, as my mother was quite young and quite good looking, she still is.
Yes.
But during high school, when you have a mother that looks like that.
Yes.
Yeah. And a grandmother who didn't look half as bad either, then you got the word MILF and GILF thrown around as well. So.
Yep. I mean.
Trauma.
Kate, I would have used it too if I was that age back then.
Oh, come on.
Alrighty. So, true or false? Steven Spielberg's original treatment for the first Jaws sequel was titled Tentacles and featured a man-eating octopus.
A sequel to Jaws?
Well, when Jaws came out, it was a big blockbuster.
Yeah.
So the studio demanded a sequel, and they eventually got one. But Steven Spielberg, his original pitch was he didn't want to do Jaws again because he's already done Jaws. So if you want me for a Jaws sequel, let's do it about another sea monster. So it's going to be about a giant octopus, and he was going to call it Tentacles.
I'm going to say this is true because I reckon he would have used stuff from the Goonies for it. Was that before or after Goonies? He would have taken it. It was before, so he would have taken that and put it in Goonies. So I'm going to say it's true.
Nah, completely false. I made that up.
Oh, and that was so good. You had me going, man.
I know. When you sort of questioned it, I'm like, oh, there's opportunity here to give it a legitimate backstory.
Yeah, you elaborated so well. Jesus.
I love that the correlation you made with Goonies, though. That was just genius. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Well, people who aren't as into Goonies as I am probably won't know, but the line at the end of Goonies, when the giant octopus came out, blah, 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 that line used to really confuse me. And then I saw the deleted scenes of the giant octopus. So anyway, fun fact for all of you who already probably knew. All right, number 3. Jennifer Coolidge is related to a former US president. True or false?
I reckon that's true.
Yeah, it is true. She's related to President Calvin Coolidge.
There you go.
There you go.
And that's hilarious when you think of well, pretty much everything she's done. But if you particularly think of A Mighty Wind, which is a mockumentary she did about folk music, and she plays like practically the dumbest person on earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very funny thing to know, in that
Oh,
context.
yeah.
Mm.
Very interesting.
Okay, what have we got here? Right. So, true or false? There was supposed to be a third My Girl movie about a grown-up Vader, and it was going to be called Still My Girl.
Oh God, I hope not. Please, false.
It's true.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that
Well, then why did you say false?
because I wanted it to be false so badly. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Of all the titles that you could pick, it was going to be called Still My Girl. No.
That may have been a working title, but it was going to be like a bit of a legacy sequel.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Like my truth or false questions this week. All right, my last one. Clint Eastwood survived a plane crashing into shark-infested waters while on a path to see his girlfriend while training for the Korean War.
False.
True.
You've just gone all true.
No, there's a false in there.
What was the false one?
The American Pie one.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so the story goes that Clint Eastwood was on a plane and he was flying into Seattle to see his girlfriend. The plane ran out of fuel and landed in the ocean, and they were stuck there for a little while. And then they thought, oh, we may as well swim to land because they could see it. And they swam to land, and they had no idea that it was shark-infested water. So he's very lucky that he
I am truly amazed that I've never heard that story before.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
I deep dived for these terrible questions this week.
Just like Clint did to escape the sharks.
He's the original Jaws man.
Go ahead, swim my bay.
Oh no. That was so bad. It was amazing.
All right, moving on for that one.
Yeah.
So, true or false, the original theatrical poster for Mr. Deeds featured an old man as the butler instead of John Turturro. You may remember, like, the DVD cover has John Turturro in the background doing this. The original theatrical poster, true or false, had an old man in the background.
An old man. I'm going to say false.
No, it's completely true. You can
Really?
Google that one, and it's on the screen right now. Yep. And now here's the other version. There we go. What? You're nurturing the image? You don't know what side it's going to be on?
Everyone likes to comment on the phallic nature of my microphone, so now I'm just featuring.
Yes, and just for the last 30 seconds, we forgot we're also a podcast, so I apologize to those people listening that don't get to see what we're doing.
I was fondling my microphone's giblets. Anyway.
Oh, what else is there to talk about? I saw some new behind the scenes images from the new Wicked with Ariana Grande.
Me too. And I am so glad that they're using a close to original version of the dress and a close to original version of the look of the original Glinda. Looks so good. Looks so good.
So did nothing for me.
But is that because of Ariana Grande, or is that?
No, look, I don't think she's a good choice whatsoever. But that's neither here or there. Like, I guess the aesthetic that they're going for, just from these two photos alone. I'm not going to judge the whole film based on these, but if that's the look they're going for, it's missing something. It's not the Oz I want it to be.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
Yeah, I knew you would.
It took me to a very OG Oz place.
Hang on, OG Oz place. Come on, what does that mean?
So, like, when I think of Glinda in like Munchkin Land,
yeah,
in the original movie,
yes.
And then I saw the images of Ariana doing it as well, it took me straight back there straight away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was happy with it.
Well,
personally,
good. Well,
myself.
I'm glad you are. And I must say, just for a little bit of added context, I don't like Wicked, the musical. So, there's
Yeah.
that too. So I'm not particularly excited for this film. I will go and see it. The fact that they've broken it into two parts is just, come on. Really?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so it's going to be Wicked Part 1 and then Wicked Part 2.
Depending on how Wicked Part goes, how
Hmm.
glug glug, depending on how Wicked Part 1 does, I would say Part 2 would be good to fit the story in and bring it to life as much as they possibly can. Otherwise, they could be, just milking it.
I'm going to have to make a montage of all those moments.
Oh, it's terrible. I don't
I've
know
done
what
it.
it
No,
is.
both of us have been included. We both do it. So come on. I couldn't even get a drink in my mouth at the start of this show. Anyway.
That can be an end of year project, just a whole montage of us.
Bloody hell. All right, let's play a game.
Speak. Yay!
All right. What's the next one? Guess the year of release is what we've got.
Yep.
This
4 movies.
This could be a very short game because all you got to do is guess the year of release. There's no actual added
You
conversation.
Think about it. You actually got to think about it.
Okay, so in other words, if you know the answer, think it out a bit.
Just drag it out a little bit so the podcast lasts.
What is
longer.
it? What is it you said on? Yeah, what is it you said on the last promo? It's theater.
Theater.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Yes, the year of release. Addams Family Values.
Yeah. Is that the Christina Ricci one?
Yeah, part 2.
Yep. Okay.
That's it.
Oh, don't we usually do 4 movies?
Well, I haven't. I've only done one each.
Someone missed the briefing.
Ah, fucking someone laid down the brief and missed the brief.
It's not me today.
All right, give me a sec. This is easy.
All right. No, I got it.
Oh,
all right.
Okay. You don't want me to...
values.
Okay, let me quickly find some other movies for the other ones. Go for it. You keep talking and distract people.
Addams Family Values. This is definitely 90s. Yes. She was quite youngish, but not too young. So I'm gonna go 94.
Yep. Fuck me dead. You do this every time.
Oh God, I'm good. Have I told you lately how good I am? Would you like to tell me?
Chloe is really good.
Thank you. Oh my God. You're so sweet. You didn't have to say that.
Fucking hell. All right, now let's just counterbalance that and throw 4 movies at me and see how I go.
All right, ready? Okay. Willy Wonka, A Clockwork Orange, Dirty Harry, Fiddler on the Roof.
74? Come on, 76.
Down.
Oh, it's 72.
Down.
70.
71.
Fuck, that's how bad I am at this. This is how bad I am at this. I could list every fucking year except the actual one it is.
1971. That's some pretty heavy hitting movies that year.
It's a good year.
Great year. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to look in 2 directions for this one because I've got one answer in front of me and then I've got to divert to the other answer. So, here we go. Okay. So,
whatever you need to do.
Guess the year of release. Big Mama's House.
Oh, God. Yep.
Unbreakable. Castaway. And Traffic.
That Big Mama's House, the original?
Yep.
Traffic. Castaway. 2001.
One more guess?
2003.
No.
2002.
Nah. 2000.
Oh, I was so close.
Oh, what?
2000. I should have known that. Castaway. I reckon I knew that.
Bit of a bonus question for you. How many movies are there in the Big Mama's House franchise?
Oh God. There's three.
Correct. There you go. Redemption.
There you go. At least I got something right there.
I
All
reckon.
right. Your next one.
Yep.
The Jerk, Kramer versus Kramer, 1941, and Superman.
It's either 78 or 79. I'm going to say 79.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh,
1941, one of my favorite books of all time. Does not translate to a movie, I have to say, though.
No,
Does not translate very well to a movie.
It's famously considered Steven Spielberg's worst film. But you know what? I think, if that's the worst a filmmaking can get, then, not bad. I still think it's pretty fun movie.
Yeah. I've seen it countless amount of times. I've read the book countless amount of times. It's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
But it is painful to sit through. I will sit through it, but it is painful.
Alrighty. All right, my next one. So, guess the year of release.
Yeah.
Three Amigos.
Oh.
Crocodile Dundee.
Yep.
Short Circuit.
Mm-hmm.
And The Fly.
Give me the first one again.
Three Amigos.
I'm gonna say, oh shit. I'm gonna say 88.
Nah.
Damn it. 87.
Nah.
86.
Yeah.
Really?
And the first movie I type in just now to bring up the extra three that I missed out on, one of them was Stand By Me. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't throw that one in there. I would have gotten
it straight away.
But please, tell me you've seen Three Amigos, and if you haven't, please add that to your list.
I have seen the Three Amigos. You have to give me some credit there. I actually watched it just incredibly recently. I tried to get the kids to watch it.
It is a masterpiece.
They wouldn't sit through it. It's
everything about that movie is just great.
Those three together have created like one of the perfect SNL movies. You can't beat one of those movies.
And I say this every time Three Amigos gets referenced, but that scene where they're camping at nighttime and they eat the bat, I've always wanted to eat bat since then. It looks so delicious. Well, because they use crispy bacon in the movie. And it's like makes bat look delicious?
No.
You telling me you don't like crispy bacon?
I love crispy bacon, but not even to think about bat. If you ever do taste bat or eat bat, let me know.
You know it.
I will. All right. Mrs. Doubtfire, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Coneheads, and Cool Runnings.
So I want to say 94. But I think
it's
93.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
I'm so good at this.
You are so good at this.
Thanks.
Have I told you how good you are at this, Glenn?
Have I told you lately that you're good at this? Doesn't kind of work, does it?
Not really.
That's my last one?
Yeah, yep.
All right. Guess the name. Fucking hell. Guess the year of release. Biodome, Mars Attacks, The Frighteners, and From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh my God, I haven't seen any of those.
I would spit this if I wasn't going to damage my computer.
I haven't seen any of those.
That's a spit take right there.
Wow.
Okay, so you haven't seen
Dawn. Oh, From Dusk Till no, that's a zombie movie, isn't it?
No, it's a vampire movie. It's Quentin Tarantino, George Clooney, Robert Rodriguez,
no,
Salma
I
Hayek.
haven't seen that one. No.
Holy shit! Don't pretend like you haven't heard of it either, because you're going to cause outrage across the world.
I'm sorry. Since when did I not cause outrage with things that I haven't seen? I'm going to go ahead and say 2004.
No,
I have no idea.
1996. I mean, 2004. The Frighteners is Peter Jackson. You know that 2004 was when he did Lord of the Rings.
I have heard of that movie. I haven't seen it, but I have heard of that movie.
Oh my God. What are we doing here?
Lord of the Rings is 2001. Thank you.
No, but he was making Lord of the Rings still. Like
yeah.
Yeah, like Frighteners didn't come after it.
It didn't come after it. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. Oh, the internet's gonna hate me today. Internet really dislikes Cleo. All right, your last one. The Lost Boys, The Princess Bride, Raising Arizona, and Evil Dead 2.
I want to say, can you read them out again?
Yes. The Lost Boys, The Princess
87, isn't it? It's
Bride,
87.
Raising Arizona, and Evil Dead 2.
It's either 87 or 88. 87.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I put Evil Dead in there too. Evil Dead 2 in there for you. You have to know what this is.
I know, but it's funny. I heard Evil Dead, but my brain was going with the other ones. I'm like, Lost Boys. I should know when that is anyway.
Yeah.
And it turns out I did.
It's really good. Raising Arizona is one of those movies I've always wanted to watch, but I've never sort of gotten around to. I've heard it's really good.
It is really good. That's a Coen Brothers deep dive. It's funny whenever the Coen Brothers movies sort of come into my sort of world or my sphere, and I want to watch them, I tend to do a marathon. I tend to just pick a whole bunch of Coen Brothers movies and do them back to back. I can never do one. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Raising Arizona, belongs to a sort of a marathon of their movies. That you could break their career and their filmography into several kinds of themes and marathons, and that's just one of many, but it's a good one.
Yeah, I've heard. It's on the list.
Awesome.
Have you
Yep.
Go. No, you go.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, have you rewatched anything lately that has tickled your fancy? Something that you've seen before, but just like felt like you needed to watch it again.
Are you trying to lead me into something?
No.
Because I feel like you're alluding that I have, and I can't think off the top of my head if I have.
I was just asking.
Okay, just actual asking. So here's the deal. Like, you know what I do for work. A lot of other people don't, and I'm not going to go into it, but it involves a lot of movies and a lot of interviews. And I have to watch a lot of movies in order to do it. And so I've lost the ability to really go back and watch movies I love. Like, it's just, it doesn't happen anymore. And I wish it would. Mind you, like I said, when Barry Humphries died, I made it a point to watch 2 of those movies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, then that creates a bit of a backlog for things I do have to watch for work. And it frustrates me when people say, hey, have you seen this? Have you seen that? And it's like, fuck, if only I had time.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
What a dilemma to have, though. Seriously, like, listen to me.
I know.
Like,
well, no, I did ask for somewhat of a reason. It's just because when I was watching Days of Thunder, I had a real inkling, like a real itch to scratch to watch The Outsiders for some reason. So yes. I found it and I put it on, and I forgot how freaking good it was.
Yep.
It's a good movie, but you just don't realize how good it is until you sit back and you rewatch something like that.
I'm really glad you said that, because you have triggered one memory. Last week I did revisit a movie, and you know it too. It was Streets of Fire.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Chloe and I have a habit of just texting each other when we watch certain films, just to. It's fun. So yeah, no, and I'm like, Streets of Fire, you got to catch it. And then she's going, I'm watching The Outsiders now, and I'm like, that turns me into a whole fucking filmophile. Like, oh, now you got to watch all the other Francis Ford Coppola movies. Do yourself a favor.
You like to go down those rabbit holes. I go by feeling what I feel in the moment. That's what I have to watch.
But that's the feeling is what kicks it off. And once you get started, then you go down the rabbit hole. For me, that's how it works. So I'll just suddenly out of the blue feel like watching a particular movie, and once I'm halfway through it, I'm just like, fuck, now I've got to watch this. Now I've got to watch that.
That's what I was doing during Days of Thunder. I'm like, I don't care what happens after this. I'm watching The Outsiders.
Yeah, cool.
And luckily for me, it was, somewhere where I could stream it, and it lived up. It lived up to my memories, and then some. It was so good.
Very cool. I was going to ask you if you saw the teaser trailer for the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie.
No, I didn't.
This drink is coming back up on me. Hang on.
It's all the coconut.
Got to push it back down. It's called Godzilla times Kong, or X-Con, the New Empire. And it's just a basic teaser with what's, I suppose, it's a very dark setting, Kong sitting on a throne in the background. Mm-hmm. And in front of him is like an ocean of bones. And right in the foreground, as the camera comes over the bones, is like the Godzilla and Kong skulls right in the foreground. and then just the title comes up. So it's just a reveal of the title pretty much. But that's exciting. That's the MonsterVerse is still going strong, and there's more installments. It's a fun franchise.
Yeah. It's not something that's really appealed to me in the past. But there's definitely an audience for it.
I think you would love the Kong Skull Island movie, which has John C. Reilly, Samuel L. Jackson, and it's a King Kong movie during the Vietnam War era.
Okay.
So it's very much, troops on the ground Vietnam style, but instead of like the Viet Cong or whatever, you've got King Kong. Like, it's just very cool.
Okay. That's piqued my interest slightly.
And that's a really, really good little gateway to that universe, because then you got the Godzilla movies and the verses, and yeah. And then if you're a real nerd, you can go all the way back to the 1950s and 40s with all the Godzilla King Kong movies. There's fucking heaps of them. Fun.
I was going to do something completely inappropriate then, but I won't. Shall we move on to?
No, please.
No.
I want to know.
No. Game number 3. Game number 3.
I was going to say something inappropriate then, and I just decided not to. Okay, so who am I? That's what we're playing. Who am I?
Pretty simple concept.
Want me to kick it off?
Absolutely.
All right, who am I? Born in 1979, I made a name for myself as part of a popular comedy duo.
Mm-hmm. Do I guess after each clue, or
no? You just decide when you want to jump in and have a guess. There's no limit to the guesses.
Okay, all right.
The type of films I direct came as a surprise to most of my fans.
Okay, came as a surprise. Yep.
I direct what could be considered to be elevated horror movies.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Elevated horror movies.
Next one.
Tarantino? No, not Tarantino.
You'll understand why I'm reacting this way in a minute. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Between us, if I told you to get out, you'd probably say nope.
Oh, Jordan Peele?
Yes.
Ian Peele. Hey, Ron.
Tarantino, come on.
You're like, shh. Oh,
that's okay.
I love Ian Peele. I love them so much.
They're fantastic. I suck at this game particularly, so just put me out of my misery, please.
Okay, who am I? I served as a corporal with the US Army as a combat engineer during World War II, where one of my duties was defusing landmines. I also served in the Battle of the Bulge. Who am I? I was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1926. Who am I? I am part of an exclusive few who have won EGOTs.
It's not Clint Eastwood.
Who am I? No. This is your last clue, by the way.
Rightio.
Who am I? I am known for my comedic genius in the creation of such films and musicals like Young Frankenstein, The Producers, Spaceballs, and Blazing Saddles.
It's not Carl Reiner. It's Mel Brooks.
Yep. Or Melvin Kaminsky.
Yeah. Far out. Good one. That's a good one.
I would have changed my name to Mel Brooks as well if my name was Melvin Kaminsky. That's a mouthful.
It was it was you had to in Hollywood in those days. It was
change
a
your stage
thing.
name.
It was a racism thing as well. Like if you had a really Jewish name type of thing. He
leaned into it.
Oh, absolutely,
sure.
Absolutely. Because
he leaned into his Jewishness for
Hollywood.
Sure.
Hollywood was founded by Jewish, and it got to a certain point in a certain time where you definitely could lean into it, but there was also a point in time there where you couldn't. Right. So anyway,
springtime for Hitler and Germany. Just absolutely wonderful.
Next one. Okay, so who am I? I was the Disney brat whose breakthrough came in 1998 in a remake of a classic Disney movie from the 60s.
Lindsay Lohan.
Yep.
What were your other clues? Keep going.
As I entered adulthood, my life went off the rails.
Oh, poor Lindsay.
I know what it's like to be my mum.
Oh, God.
Freaky Friday.
Oh, Freaky Friday. Yep.
Yep. And I've been a fully loaded drama queen with a freaky mean streak.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what's your next one?
So I missed the briefing again, and
I only prepared one. She just texted me as we're talking.
I'm like,
that's funny as that. I will
Oh my
just give
God.
you two more.
go for it, please. Put me out of my misery.
I mean, I'm off the hook here.
You really are.
All right. Who am I? With the help of friends and family, I funded my own first gross out horror movie in 1987.
Yep.
I gained notoriety for directing an R-rated Muppet movie knockoff.
Oh.
I've gone on to make some of the most successful movies of all time.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Because The Frighteners, that's the Muppet one, right?
No? My next
What's the
clue was
Muppet
going
one?
to be it's frightening to think that Chloe hasn't guessed who I am yet. I am mortified.
That was good.
Thank you.
I should have let you get to it.
No, the
What's the
Muppet
Muppet
movie.
one?
It's Meet the Feebles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I did know that.
good one.
I'm
All right.
not very good today. All right,
You ready
last
for
one.
Last one. Okay, so
Yes.
I come from an improv background, and Greta Gerwig was amongst my university classmates.
Oh.
My first TV break came on a show called The Big Gay Sketch Show.
Oh.
I joined the cast of SNL in 2012, and I've won several Emmy Awards.
Hang on. Joined in 2012.
I love how you got to jump in and guess these before the last one.
I'm going to throw out a guess of Andy Samberg.
No.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was a band manager, and I went balls out before busting ghosts.
All's out.
I'm a lesbian.
Ghost. Oh, Kate McKinnon.
Yeah. Hence the big fat gay sketch show.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because when I guessed Andy Samberg, I'm like, he was on a show called that. I
The
didn't
Big
know
Gay
that.
Sketch Show.
Oh, great go. Okay.
So, what I really want to know
Nice.
is how much time have we saved by not doing the rest of yours?
You know, who knows?
Who
Who knows? You probably would have guessed all of mine had I prepared properly. But you know, I wouldn't be me if I didn't fuck something up along the way, you know?
Well, I'm just glad we both fucked something up along the way.
I know.
Yeah, in it together or not at all.
Good friends we are.
Let's pack it up there and get the fuck out of here. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's been a lot of fun. We would appreciate if you drop us a comment, share us with your friends, tell them about us. Find us on Facebook. We've got a group there. It's Wednesday Up Late, and yeah, just be part of the fun. You can suggest some games for us and all that kind of stuff. So until next week, Chloe.
Alrighty then.
What?
No, it sounded like you put on an accent. I just